Greetings and welcome back to Switch to Linux. Sorry for the little bit of a delay there. We actually have Ben on the line right now, who is one of the developers here of StormOS. I'm going to go ahead and unmute your audio now, so go ahead and say hi, Ben.
Hey guys, hey Tom. Glad to be here to discuss what is a long bit of hard work and to give a little background on how this distro was birthed. Basically, it started out as me and Matthew Moore describing or starting as a project of. Forgot to mute the YouTube audio there, but it basically started as Arch by MM, and which was there was about a 5-hour live stream that Matt and I did, where we became into. He was on TeamViewer with me doing all the customization work, all the panels, the whole shebang, and I just basically did the scripting for the installer and the third-party AUR repo, the whole shebang for that. And it eventually turned into Hackman Linux because there was some naming difficulty with the Arch label, and so we changed to Arch by MM, or to Hackman. So, and thus a lot of reviews spawned because of the work we did, and I did a lot of the heavy lifting to help Matt. All he did was the theming, and that's about it. So then eventually some months and years go by, and eventually I talked to my buddy Seeker and a couple of other guys, Silent Robot, Razor, and TJ Wolf. And we all got together and decided that we would change the branding and the some of the apps and wallpapers, things like that. And we also removed the mid-finger installer, who's one of the best Arch guys out there. I still watch his videos to this day. Anyway, so we took out his installer and put in calamares and a bunch of bash aliases, and we put in an NVIDIA installer script and a couple of other things, and we also have a pre-themed XFCE and just a lot of stuff that really takes Arch and puts it in the hands of people who don't know what the heck they're doing, and they just basically are coming over from either Mac or Windows, and we're trying to give them an easier environment than having to go through Arch the vanilla way, basically. So this is kind of a competition between Manjaro and Arco and things like that to really turn Arch, plain vanilla Arch, into what a new user that we think should try. So,
Yeah, and that was my experience. I think I might have looked at Hackman in the past. I can't remember. And so I just downloaded this today. So a little background today. I usually do distro wars. I really wanted to do an anonymity distro wars, Tails against some of the other competitors in that stream. But the new Tails 4.15.1 will not work on my VM setup. And so I had to abandon that project. I'm like, hey, Ben's shot me this over on Discord a while. I haven't looked at that. Let's go ahead and do a distro review. So I spun this up, and it literally installed a fully functional Arch in like 5 or 10 minutes. It was less time it took me to go down and make coffee. And it was done, and it's just out of the box. Some people might call it a little bloated out of the box because there's a lot of packages.
Well, I mean,
it's designed for that, as we were talking about, right? It's designed for gaming. It's designed for somebody, so it's going to have Discord out of the box. It's going to have all your Wine and Windows executable applications out of the box. All those things that you would need to game on Arch Linux.
Exactly, and it's got Lutris. It's got Steam. I mean, it's very preloaded out of the box, and it's really designed just to just work, basically. I mean, it's not you know, it's very, very easy, like I said, and it's really designed just to be plug and play, go at it, do what the heck you want with it, basically.
Yeah, and that was actually my experience. I have not seen as beautiful or put together as an arch out of the box as I have on this one. And that's really
that
what
honors
it's
me,
accomplished.
Tom. I mean, it is very published, and you are probably the first person out of my entire group of friends to say that to me, because there hasn't been any sort of review other than yours that I have seen that is so positive and so genuine. And I really value the people who take the time out of their day to review this distro, because we put a lot of work into this. And when me and Matt first started with this a couple of years ago, it was a 2-man band, and now it's grown to like maybe a 5 group of people, other than Gwen, who did the website and the Facebook page. And it literally took us only like a week to get up this Facebook page and the website. And we pay like $15 a month out of my pocket to support this website. And GoDaddy ain't cheap. So yeah. And we also have a GoFundMe page that we link to. And it would help if we can get some people to support that, because we're trying to raise a $2,000 goal in order to fund development on this project. Because the thing is, making a distro is not a walk in the park. So if anyone out there can help out with that, that would be great. Because I got to tell you, I have slaved many hours building this distro, and it's usually a lot of time and effort into this. So yeah, that's just something I wanted to mention.
Absolutely. Yeah, and the GoFundMe is on, I know it's linked on the website, and is it also linked on the SourceForge page?
I do plan to include it on there. I just haven't gotten around to that yet.
So the website and the SourceForge download page are both in the description of this video. So here, you guys have seen on the screen here for a bit. Here, I've booted this guy up. Now, mind you, I have not done anything to this other than I installed it, and that is, and I ran the first round of updates, and that's all I did. So this is exactly what it looks like. Oh, and I changed the weather app location to my location. So
that's
you can
fine.
see out of the box.
Hold on. I do actually recommend when people install this to change the weather location in the weather applet, which is very easy. And because it links to my area, which I forgot to remove that. But I'd highly recommend changing it to theirs, just so there's no conflicts or anything like that.
Yeah, and that's the first thing I noticed. But out of the box, we have a very nice, beautiful panel. It's a material design theme. Wait, I gotta say, material designs are starting to grow on me. A little bit.
Good.
I still do kind of like my a little more skeuomorphic, but this looks very nice. We got the weather app out of the box. We have POMOC. It's telling us our system's up to date. We had the nice pop-up, hey, push here to update the system, so I didn't have to go into the terminal. So and then as far as the applications, now we have Chromium by default as your web browser instead of Firefox. We have Thunderbird, and I think we had the mail reader as well. Which one's the mail reader there?
It's just a stock XFCE mail applet.
Okay, all right. So mostly just stock applications for XFCE, and then we have a lot of other, tools and applications. So you guys can see. I'll go through the menu here. Here we have Steam, Lutris on there. For graphics, we have GIMP and Inkscape. A few other odds and ends there as well. We have all the things you're going to need for your communication. So we have the Telegram app, we have Zoom, we have TeamViewer, BitTorrents, Pigeon, Discord, if I didn't already mention that. And then a lot of other AV tools. We have OBS, Audacity, Handbrake. So there's a lot of applications pre-installed on this full Office suite. Is this going to be LibreOffice Fresh or LibreOffice Still?
I think it's Fresh that I included.
I know it is 7.1, which I did just get an email release note of, so that must be it. There's some TeamViewer stuff. So there we have it out of the box. That it's really designed if you wanted to use ArchLinux, but you don't want to go through all of the steps. You just want to, it's like, okay, I need to be on Arch, I need the latest software, but I don't have time to go through and do all that. Just download this guy. It installed for me in somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes. Went down and started up, went down to make some coffee, came up, it was done, and rebooted it, and we got exactly this other than running the first round of updates.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's just nice panel on the bottom. This is Plank, I believe, at the bottom.
Yeah, it's Plank. And I mistakenly forgot to remove one of the VLC icons out of there. So
there's two of them.
Yeah, hopefully in our next release that'll be fixed. Yeah, and also, one thing to mention, I might be including AnyDesk as an alternative to TeamViewer in the next version. Mm-hmm. So we might be including that in there as well.
Okay. So here we'll pull up that remove software, which is going to be PAMAC, I believe, is down here on the bottom.
Yeah, it's PAMAC, yeah.
We have down here, and let's go ahead and check our preferences here. STL, see if this has. So it looks like we do not have the plugins for Snap or Flatpak. I assume those can just be
I
installed.
Decided to not include Snaps or Flatpak support out of the box because I'm not a fan of those. Mm-hmm. People can install that if they want to. I was trying to keep this as like not so bloated, so I was trying to keep this, as minimal but out of the box friendly as can be. So
sure, okay, but we do have Arch user support, AUR support, whatever. It's not enabled. Just need to go into your settings and enable it, but it is already set up and configured, so that's all good to go.
Yes.
And there we have it. Here's our settings manager. So we have all our settings up here. Now, there are other alternative themes, or is it just this one and your basic defaults?
There should be. I don't know I forget what other themes we have by default, but usually it defaults to Quogger and the Quogger icons. I think it's just those and the. God, I can't remember out of the top of my head what else we include, but I do believe that we include a couple of other themes on top of Quogger. But
I do have the list here. It's on the screen. So.
Yeah, exactly.
We have our basic stock, and then we have the
we have Arc, Adwaita, Quogger, and that's really about it. I wasn't trying to overdo it on a bunch of themes, so yeah. Because, that would have just added a heck of a lot to the size, and I just didn't want to chalk up the ISO to be like 4 gigs, because it's already big enough as it is. So.
Yeah, I believe it was 1.8 gig, I think, is the current download
Actually,
size.
It's 3 point something, and I'm trying to keep it, it's not too huge, but
I downloaded 3 distros in the last couple of days, so I can't remember which one's which.
No, you're good, man. But yeah, I was just trying to, keep it on, kind of an average size, so that way it scare people away or something like that.
Yeah. Now, do we have out of the box? Do we have any other alternative desktops, or do we have OpenBox on here as well? Or is it just XFCE?
All we've got is we might do a KDE release at some point, but I haven't gotten around to that yet, just for lack of time and everything like that. Because I am a college guy and I do need to focus on that primarily. But so this is kind of like a side niche thing that I do. Yeah. But yeah, it is sort of like a focus of mine, and it's my daily driver as well. So it is kind of something that I do on the side just for fun. So
absolutely.
But I might do a KDE release as well, just for the heck of it.
Very good. And it is Arch, so if you know how to install other desktop environments, you can go ahead and do that. No big deal there.
Right, exactly.
But overall, it's one of the ones that really demonstrates what you can do with XFCE and make it look good and modern. That's one of my biggest criticisms of XFCE is oftentimes it just does not look good and modern, And this one though, it works well. So.
Yeah, it's not too bad. XFCE is what I've used for years, and what we might do is I might transfer some of these settings into Plasma and just see where it ends up. So,
what kernel is it running as far? Like, is it just your standard rolling, or is it an LTS?
It's a standard rolling kernel. Okay. So,
is there a kernel manager, or are we just kind of stuck with whatever the current is?
Well, I thought about maybe including an option for an LTS kernel, but I haven't figured a way how to do that quite yet. But we might have the option. I might figure out how to include a net installer option in Calamaris later on, but I haven't really had the time or etc. on how to do that yet.
Very good. Very good. So we have the website and everything, as I said, linked down. If you want to help support the project, there's the Gofundme right there on their site down there in the bottom. So go ahead and support that if you can, and definitely have a look at it. If you're looking for Arch and you're just like, oh, I don't know if I want to learn how to do that, this is just a really good way to get into Arch. It's nice, user-friendly, easy to install. Calamaris installer, very simple. So no other issues there. Is there anything else you want to tell us about the distro itself?
The only thing maybe is that the bash RC is where all the aliases are. So that's really about the only thing that we did not mention. But other than that, really all that's left to say is thanks a lot for taking a look at it, and enjoyed all your feedback, and hope you guys try it. And
absolutely.
And I think we've got it. So
sounds
that's
good. Well, I think we kind of dove right into this, so I'm not actually going to bother doing a re-edit of this. But if you want to hang out until we get to the bottom of the comment feeds, if anybody has any questions for Ben, go ahead and leave those in the comments. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start at the top because I didn't say hello to everybody here. And I see the kitty just stole my chair over there, so maybe we can get the kitty on the camera here eventually.
But, all right, go ahead. Yeah.
All right, let's see. We got Moonbase Off Grays. Greetings. Take me to your leader. Hold on, let me turn on the comment feed for everybody so people can see the comments. There we are.
All right, let's do that.
All right, and okay, let's see.
Yeah, I'm scrolling back through the comments myself.
Look at this. YouTube's like the preview window that they gave me to show me what the stream looks like is only a quarter of my screen. I'm like, what? And so I was thinking YouTube might be messing the stream feed up. It seems to be recording okay, unless you guys can only see a quarter of the screen, because I haven't looked at comments yet. Y'all might have been yelling at me the whole time. I don't know. Look, my Manjaro, you've been replaced.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
Fluffy Cloud's on. Renard is on. Greetings. He's asked the guest, which of the 5 people handles the technical tasks? Would that be
That is me.
Okay.
And also Silent does some of that somewhat as well.
All right. And does he still have his own as well?
Silent does also help out with, do his Salient OS, yes.
Salient, that's right. Yeah, Salient is really good too. That's a really good one.
Yeah, I've had a look at his too. It's pretty good.
All right, so Omega says his main OS is Zorin, thinking of switching to Deepin OS. What do you guys think? I personally would stay with Zorin over Deepin. Do you have an opinion on that then?
Yeah, I would agree. Deepin, it's not a good place to go. I would recommend sticking with your Zorin too.
Yeah. Now, if you want just the Deepin desktop, it's safer to install the Deepin desktop on something like Manjaro Architect. You can do with Deepin desktop. There's some fundamental problems with Deepin and some of the weird backend stuff that some of the distro may be doing. Now, there's no real evidence that it's deeply spying at this point in time, but it also does have a TOS that binds you to a Chinese company, whereas the Deepin desktop does not specifically have that. So if you want to use the Deepin desktop environment, use that on something other than Deepin OS, and you're going to have nearly the same experience. Really, the only difference is the package manager or your software store, really. Deotitus, we're talking to Ben Fitzpatrick, who is one of the creators of this distro.
Yeah.
Let's see. You're on Zorus. Why not try Farron OS out? Of course, Farron's saying to try out Farron. I would say if you're between Farron and Zorin, I would go with Farron over those two. Because it has not had any of the privacy controversies as Zorin has, and I actually think that the Plasma base I think is a lot better base than the GNOME base, but that's my personal opinion. But they're both good. StormOS versus ArchLinux. Ooh, do you want to comment on that at all?
Okay, Sergeant Muffington, on installing NVIDIA on StormOS, there is a NVIDIA script. If you go in the .bashrc, there is an NVIDIA command in there. All you have to do is run NVIDIA -installer, NVIDIA install, something like that. Now, there is a glitch with that. It's a naming issue, but I will do a video on how to fix that later. So, and in the next ISO build, I will fix that as well. And I'll let you guys know when that is in like a video or an update on the website or something like that. And not saying it's yay right now. We will be switching that to Peru. And thank you, Dio, for nice to meet you too, buddy. But yeah, we will be switching it to Peru later on. It's just we haven't gotten around to it yet, but we will be aiming to fix that later.
I don't know if I think we probably already addressed this when Dio Titus asked why you don't have Snap or Flatpak out of the box. Just trying not to bloat it mostly.
Yeah, it wasn't anything against anybody. It's just we don't want to overload the distro with a bunch of stuff that we just don't want to carry.
Yeah.
So.
Omega, if you are sick of Zorin, I would seriously look at Farron. If you're sick of Zorin OS.
Yeah. I would,
or you can try StormOS. It's actually really cool. So.
Yes, and it's nothing to be scared of. It does have Arch background, but it's nothing to be nervous about. It's very, very simple. And it basically removes the terminal need from Arch somewhat. So.
Yeah, I found Palmac. Oh, there's another question I had. Recently, like the cup stuff got all messed up in Arch. Do you guys have that fixed yet or not?
The cups?
Yeah.
I've never had an issue printing from Arch, and so yeah, it should work.
Yeah, I think it was November. Something changed in cups in November, and my printer stopped working for a while until Moonbase Alpha Grays, I believe, is the one who sent me the link to fix that. I think that was you anyway. But there's something changed in the Arch configuration around November that if all you needed to do is just rechange it, and then I was able to get my system working.
And one of my helpers here, Silent Robot, good to see you, buddy. He says, easy to remedy though. If you want Snapd or Flatpak, uninstall Pamac and install snapd-glib and then pamac-all.
So you have to remove Pamac and then re-add it?
Yes, you have to install the snapd packages and then pamac over again. So it's yeah.
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
Yeah, and he says, and then Joseph says, is it worth wiping Endeavor and installing StormOS? I can answer that for you, Joseph. I honestly would recommend that just to give it a try. Now, I would not recommend wiping Endeavor for Storm unless you try it in a VM and see if you really like it. Because say like you don't like Storm when you wipe Endeavor, it's not a good scenario in that case. So I would honestly recommend trying it in a VM first, like Tom did, just to make sure that you like it enough for it to be your daily driver. Because I've done that sometimes, and it ain't pretty. So I would recommend trying it in a VBox or a VMware instance first. Just my 2 cents.
I'm actually running Endeavor OS, and I won't be doing that just because I want to run Cinnamon, and I have my system built.
Oh, you're good. You're good, Tom. But yeah, you don't have to do it. But if someone wants to do it, feel free.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's totally up to you guys.
That's the cool thing. There's just so many Linux distros out there. It's just I keep my media PC on an Arch build, and I keep my production on a Cinnamon build because my production computer there's no change in it. Like, it doesn't change. I don't have to worry about it. But on Arch, I can play around with the packages that are going to change, so I can learn how to use them before I'm on my production computer. You know, that way it's a way for me to basically do testing in stages, so I don't run into any issues. Interesting stateless distro. Silent Robot, how's it going there? And he gives us the instructions there. Hey, about Zoran is the blind white femang.
Yes.
Joseph Norris, how's it going there? How's Chuck? All right.
Yeah, Matt says he's still on Mint. Well, good to hear that. And Matt, yeah. I did mention the fact that we started this project a couple years ago, so you're welcome.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yes.
Small brain trying distro in a VM. Big brain trying distribution on a spare computer. Yeah, I am hopefully very soon going to be wiping my old laptop and putting some other new goodies on it. So that'll be neat.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, actually, I think what I might try to get, I want to try that Tails versus other distros soon. So I might actually throw GNOME boxes on here, see if I can get it running on GNOME boxes, because, or maybe, just maybe, I'll upgrade to a more recent version of Linux Mint. I mean, I am still on 18.3, so a new version might actually be a good thing to do. Matthew Moore, how's it going? Still somewhat relevant. Of course you're relevant, man.
Yeah.
All right. If there's any other comments, go ahead and lead those really quickly. I'll see if I can summon a kitty cat over here to my camera view. Because the way we have our cameras set up here, there's that, and then we might call it an early day here. Whoa, look at that. Oh, kitty. Oh, you want some kitty treats, don't ya? Ooh, I'm tempting you. Come here, buddy. Come on. You gotta come up. Come on. You gotta at least get to the point where I can pick you up. Okay? Because I'm wearing headphones and I'm working around computers and stuff.
Yes. Vert Manager, huh? Yeah, Farron says try Vert Manager too, Tom.
Try what?
Farron says try Vert Manager.
Vert Manager. Oh, Vert Manager. Okay.
Yeah, that's what he was suggesting to try.
Oh, and he says on a newer OS.
Yeah.
I bet the VirtualBox would work if I were running a somewhat modern version of it. But
yeah,
I'm still running VirtualBox 5.
Yeah,
oh.
I've never had any complaints about 5. It was always version 6 that always gave me hell.
Yeah, and that's unfortunately what I'm going to have to run to. He's like, give me that. A shame. Oh, one more. We'll give you one more, buddy. One more. One more, buddy. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All
right.
He's good, huh?
Oh, wow. It's the kitty. Yeah. We have a cat, too, at my house. She's a tabby cat. She's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, that's all you get, buddy. That's all you get.
That's all you get.
Put the kitty down. All right. Cute cat. Why, thank you.
Yes.
All right, let's see. I like GNOME boxes, but their storage path is weird. Yeah, I'll give GNOME boxes a try. I did want to try and update this system over the break, but I ran into a lot of other things I needed to do, and I was this close. What I wanted to do is I wanted to pick up a second hard drive so I can just keep this one the same. But I couldn't find anybody at Best Buy to actually go and climb the little thing to get the hard drive out of the box. They had like 2 in stock, 2 gigabyte hard drives for like $50. And I couldn't find an employee to go up and get me my hard drive. And there was literally somebody up there on the ladder, but apparently Best Buy just put in this new really stupid, really bad customer service profile where you enter your name and you're in the queue and then you are helped in the order of your queue. It's like, dude, you are 1 cage away from where I need the product. Can you not get that? Nope, you're not my customer. Well, piss off. So I left. So I never did get the new hard drive and rebuild the system, but I don't know, eventually. I'll rotate stuff here. Yeah, I have a couple spare hard drives, but they're like 1 gig or like half gigs, and it's like I can't do a half gig with this computer. All right, let's see. And ditch Linux Mint 18.3 started to act up. Now it's Mint 20.1. Yep, using virtual manuals. Okay, vert screen, VM settings, power options. All right, I will have a look at that. Also, cat in StormOS. Run cat. Oh, is there a cat in StormOS?
There should be the cat command. You say you do like the cat.bashrc, and then it'll show you what's all in there.
Okay. I guess the
all right. Well, anyway, my dog needs to go outside.
Absolutely.
So,
well, thanks for coming on, Ben. And yeah, we'll just leave this video up as it is. We did most of the important stuff first, and then people can stick around for the comments later.
Well,
thanks
that was
come around and absolutely.
All right, I'll see you around.
See ya.
Have a good one.
And the rest of you guys, let me close down Jitsi here real quick. So I don't get Jitsi bombed on my own server. It's password protected. All right. There we are. Yeah, there's that. And I think we got everything covered. So we'll wrap this one up here for now, guys. Tomorrow's supporter stream. And then we will be back Friday with the week.